So, I call this my state of flow. What does it really mean? Valid trade equals draw PR tool on the 15-minute order flow range if there's a condition that needs to be met. So, in order for me to take a valid trade, or what will facilitate a valid trade is if I'm able to draw a price range tool on a 15-minute order flow range. But as if yes equals draw PR tool on 15-minute order flow range, then I could go ahead and set the limits on 80% of the order flow range or order flow area, so much that I get the entry. But if it doesn't happen, then there's usually a little X in the top right of the screen. Right now, I'm just using TradingView on the browser, so I can showcase this one image. But this little X, that's the winner referring to. If it isn't present, yes equals draw PR tool on 15-minute order flow range, then that X is fake taken. But what does it really mean though, this state of flow? What does it really mean? It stems from my understanding of prices delivery and me putting it into the model or methodology that I currently utilize so much that it's clear from top to bottom in regards to hierarchy. Yeah, hierarchy, if that makes sense. First, directional bias. Second, determining whether or not the order flow range is valid. Third, making sure the time element is there. Fourth, preparation for entry and exit. The same for sequence of events or the framework is the same thing, to be honest. Whereas one, you're looking to form like a frame idea. You're looking to frame the idea. The second step, you already know, trying to figure out how would you get involved in price delivery. And that's where you're coming into the validity of these order flow ranges. Third step and fourth step, entry and exit, related to the bottom. But if we just go over to the charts and TradingView currently, and you can see from what I was looking at in regards to playing at the yesterday or today was for the mitigation of this area that would facilitate me taking shorts to these lows specifically, but obviously this one as like a range target, right? But you can see we never got that fulfillment in prices delivery. Now this happens. When it happens, you have no choice but to be calm in your approach. No choice but to just relax, keep it as it is, and don't really take much of it. Don't really take much of it in the slightest. So it gets to the stage where it's like, I waited for this thing all days and days and days, but it never really delivered. What am I supposed to do? Sit down and cry about it? Not in the slightest. Not in the slightest. Once you have data supporting, statistics and data supporting your methodology, then you know how to operate, or you more or less understand how you could actually carry yourself in determining whether or not it's a good idea for you to be sulking over trades or sulking over missed opportunities. What was also interesting is that, say for example, we go into like a slight little analysis of Dow to see what is it that I'm actually seeing. As you see, we never really held this. We never really held this as a range. We just went right through, which is quite interesting. We never held it. We never saw it as something useful. Because remember, the idea was to always short from a bit higher. But we never get delivery to those higher prices to facilitate the actual entry. So we just work with what really happened, you know. So if I had to run through price from I don't remember what today is. Today is the 3rd of October. But if you just kind of take a look at price throughout the last few days, you can see I regard it as indecisiveness. You know, it's just moving sideways. Moving sideways, fair enough. Not really much I could do in those regards or during those instances. So what I do, keep it steady, keep it calm, as I like to say. So much that I'm not really fussed over taking a position. It's being relaxed, man. Being relaxed and confident in your actual ability to execute. So much that you don't have to chase price. You can just relax yourself. You can just relax yourself. I feel yourself going a little off topic, but like here, first step of the state of flow. determine the directional bias. So it's starting at this logo and then move it down, either left or right. Is the directional bias bearish or bullish? And we can see in this case the directional bias where, well, function to facilitate short. So we're working with bearish order flow as the directional bias. And the next step, and this is like the most, or the one the step that has the most contention, the area of contention, is trying to figure out whether or not you have a valid range to play from, a valid order flow range to play from. So when they get instances like this, for instance, when they get instances like this, for example, I can see stages where having a valid order flow range isn't clear enough for me. And in these cases where the order flow range isn't as clear, then my only option is to stay out, to not engage. So I don't even worry about stressing myself over prices delivery currently, because it doesn't fit within the state of flow. Makes sense? I hope it makes sense. So it's like, it doesn't get to this yes equals draw PR tool on 15-minute order flow range. So it means the condition is not met. So it's else. Click the X button. Simple as, to be honest. It's as simple as. Whereas like anything before this larger box is met, everything else is function as an invalid trade idea. So say for instance, I could go into the directional bias being like having bearish order flow, and I could see the 15-minute order flow range can be valid because it got a clear reversion order flow or a clear support and liquidation. That's interesting. It's supposed to be support and liquidation. So it's like it gets to the stage now where the time isn't between 8 a.m. and 12 p.m. EST, but it could be at 7 a.m. or 2 p.m. 1 p.m. is conditional, or 2 p.m. or 3 p.m. I know for a certain way I can't go ahead and take that trade if this condition especially isn't met. Why? Because it's invalid. Because we haven't yet reached this state or this condition which will represent a valid trade, and that'll be equal to draw PR tool on 15-minute OFR. Alright, so it's quite interesting, man. It's quite interesting that, as I was saying, like with this price delivery currently, not really much that I could get into without like just wasting time or aimlessly trying to understand price. But it's interesting. What it means is that I can either go two routes right now, go in and look in to see how price actually delivered, see if I can make sense of it, or just understand that it doesn't fit within my understanding of price delivery based on a data-driven approach, or my understanding of my own data. And when I can see these instances happening where it doesn't look conducive for me to actually trade it or for me to actually engage with it, then there's a situation where, it's like I see it as noise. I see it as, let me see if I can draw this. I see it as it's just one of these. Exactly what you see as just one of these. The moment I see price moving more or less incongruent with how I understand price to move, then I just see it as this,